Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Afika binti Muhammad Zani, and today I'll be presenting on using the Assure model to enhance ESL learning with the Superstars website. So this is a presentation for EDUP2122 Teknologi and Media Pengajaran. So for introduction, the reason why I created this product is the first one is I am teaching lower primary students, which they are from ages 7 to 9 years old, and they often face these challenges. The first one is limited vocabulary, since they are very early learners, so they have very limited vocabulary. So it's very important for them to get more vocabulary in order for them to communicate better and then to read and write better. Secondly, is their challenges in their confidence in speaking, because they don't really speak. Most of my students that I realize that they do not speak English at home, and they do not use English much. So that means they have very low confidence in speaking, and because of the minimal English exposure outside school, they are not really exposed to English materials. They're not exposed to English materials, which means they are not used to listening English, reading English, or writing in English. And I believe that technology can enhance learning through engagement, creativity, and also interaction. Therefore, the Superstars website was developed to address these needs. So this is actually the homepage of the Google site that I've created. So as you can see, the title ESL Superstar, and then the catchphrase raw, read, and repeat. Step into Zootopia, a wild way to learn. So this is like, if you scroll down, you can see welcome to the ultimate adventure in learning. So this whole it's actually based on the cartoon Zootopia. So there are four parts of this website. The first one is sing along and learn. The second one is read and imagine, and then fun games and challenges, and then the last one is create and share. So the first section, Sing Along and Learn, so it's actually based on one of the songs in Zootopia, which is Try Everything, sung by Shakira. So at the first part, I actually included the Did You Know, which means it's actually a fun fact about the song, and then the activity that the students can do while they're listening to the song. So this activity is a uh, total physical response TPR, which is like a kinesthetic learning, which I believe is fun for lower primary students, because when they move as they listen to songs, it will help to increase their engagement to the activity and also to the song, instead of just listening and they might not understand. But when they engage to the activity, like, because this activity is actually for them to listen to the words and then clap once, or uh, touch their thighs, or no, all the um, gestures that they need to do when they listen certain words in the songs. So that's how they engage with the song. So it's using the TPR, which is total physical response. And then, like, if you scroll below, you would see about the songs. um, about the song. I included facts about the song, and what this song is about, and also the language aspects. What are the linguistic aspects that the students can learn from the song? This is more towards the teachers, because they can see that this one song, they can actually use it for a lot of things. Like if they want to focus on grammar, if they want to focus on tenses. Okay, and then the next slide is on the second section, which is read and imagine. So basically, the first part is flashcards, which the teachers can use to introduce the new words. for the students, and these new words are actually used in the story itself. So then you're gonna have the story, which is do this big challenge, and the story itself is the language, the choice of words, and the length is actually suitable for year 2 and year 3 students. And then at the bottom part of this page is actually the quizzes, which is for the students to check their understanding, basically reading comprehension. Okay, and then for the third section is fun games and challenges. So this is actually more towards their self-learning, where there are three games. The first one is the games from Educandy, which is more towards their vocabulary, where they can do word search games, and then yeah, basically word games which would help them to scaffold their vocabulary, what the words that they have learned from the story previously in section 2. And then the second game is actually towards their sentence structure. So these sentences are actually the sentences from the story itself. So if they really pay attention to the sentences in the story, they could actually do this exercise. And this exercise, this game is actually very helpful for them to make sense of the sentence structure. So it's more towards the sentence such structure, and also the grammar. And then the last one is more towards on the fun game, the Monster Brawl. Okay, and then the last section is for them to create and share, which is to share the story of never giving up. So I used Google for this. So it's basically like a site for them to create mind maps, and for them to write their feelings, basically what they have learned from the story, and then share their thoughts on the story. Okay, so basically, why I choose Assure. So Assure model, as you can see here, is first you start with analyzing the learners, and then state the objective, and then select media and materials, and then utilize media and materials, and then require learner participation, evaluate and revise. And yeah, basically that's how I created the website. So basically, why I choose Assure is Firstly, Assure is a classroom focused model for integrating media and technology into teaching. And then it also emphasizes on planning, engaging students, and evaluating learning, which makes it a perfect match for teaching kids and websites like ESL Superstars. Okay, so the first one, analyzing learners. So before I start making this website, I analyzed the learners, my target group, because I'm teaching the lower primary. So my target group is the 7 years old to 9 years old students, which is from year 1 up until year 3. And then the background is mixed proficiency, because I'm teaching the front class, and also the back class, and also the middle class. So it's like very mixed. And the learning style is more towards visual, auditory, and also kinesthetic, which involves movement, which is for me, um, from my experience from teaching my students, that's how to get them more engaged, rather than just using visual videos or auditory. The challenges are because of their low exposure to English, and then very short attention span. And then the objectives for this website is, first and foremost, is to help them to improve their listening, reading using music and stories, and also to expand vocabulary through guided writing. um, Guided writing is basically on like the sentence structure activities, and then to encourage creative self-expression. This is the last part, where they get to create and share what they thought about the story. And then last one is to build teamwork and resilience through role play and reflection. Role play and reflection is actually um, to the section 4 activity. Okay, and then select methods, media, and materials. So the methods that I selected for this website is actually TPR, which is total physical response, storytelling, scaffolding, and gamification. And then the media that I used is social Google site, YouTube songs, and also storybooks. And the materials are flashcards, worksheets, and interactive videos. And then I use the media and materials, which if any teachers would want to use this in class, first they would prepare the materials in advance, like they can print out um, the flashcards, and then set up the site. And then in the classroom they need to have like maybe the projectors ready, the speakers, the TV, or the tablets for the students, or the laptops, the computers for the students. And then follow the structured lesson plans with step-by-step use of the website. Okay, and then art is require learner participation. So learners participation is very important for this website to be fully utilized. So there are active singings, vocabulary games, and also peer discussions, which can be included in the in the website while utilizing the website. And then what teachers can do, they can actually do group story building, role play scenes, and there are also individual tasks like reflection, drawing, and also mini presentations. And then for evaluation and revision, there are formative evaluation or assessment. Teachers can do observation, give oral feedback, and also game responses while they play games in class. And then there are also summative assessments like the vocabulary quizzes, and teachers could also ask the students to write journals or do role plays in class. And then these are some of the feedbacks that I get from the users when I gave this out to my students. The lack of color in this website, um, and they also suggested for me to add more games. And also some parents asked me to add on the forum where the teachers or the parents can put in discussions, like if they use this website with their children or with their students. So uh, with forums it can like maybe add more on discussion, like how we use, or maybe discussion on other activities that we can use to with the website. And also to revise content to enhance appeal and also effectiveness. So as conclusion, so I believe the Assure model supports structured, creative, and engaging ESL teaching. And ESL Superstars, this website fosters literacy and emotional growth, hopefully. And with Assure, teachers can actually confidently integrate technology for better learning outcomes. So that's all for me. Thank you very much.